What's we live?
Yep. We are live. We are live.
All right.
Oh man. Oh,
Well, I
we gotta
don't
get a
see
couple
it.
people
Hold on.
jumping on here. It's gonna definitely be an interesting topic. You feel me?
Oh, there
We're
you
seeing
go.
a lot of stuff going on in the community, so I think we're gonna address a couple of those things. Plus, a couple, shots that was taken that we're probably gonna address those couple shots that was taken. Except the difference is I don't really plan on um addressing those shots in a disrespectful manner whatsoever. For the people that jumping on, Brian, what's happening with you, man? Hey, y'all make sure y'all share the live. Share it, man. We finna jump into. We gonna have a couple educational topics today, but we gotta address a couple things that's going on in the community. A couple shots that was taken. So, I mean, we're not
All
gonna
right.
turn it
Oh,
into
there you
no.
go. Couldn't hear you at first.
Oh, can you hear me now?
Yeah, I hear you.
Hey, if y'all can hear us pretty good, give us a one in the comments real quick, man. Y'all drop a one in the comments if y'all can hear us pretty good. I hope I didn't start drama up again with you and Terrell. Honestly, didn't know you had issues when bringing him up last week. Nah, bro, you didn't start no drama, and I think that's why, and that's one of the situations I'm gonna address too. um, just everybody get the live shared out a couple times first. But I guess you want to know something. Since this isn't a big part of the live anyway, while people are jumping on sharing, we just will address the topic. So basically, man, um, I've never had an issue with Terrell. And we're just gonna say now I never had an issue with Terrell whatsoever. I used to talk to Terrell every day, bro. When I used to be at work, he used to be at the gym. I used to talk to that guy all the time. Maybe he took offense to some of the things I said, which I can agree with, and I'll apologize for that part of it because I never had any issue with the man. But for the man to call me the B word and a clown and all of that and hype chasing, that's not what it was about. It was brought up and I voiced my opinion. And my opinion at the end of the day is still the same. I'm sure Terrell's gonna see this when I don't mind. But what I want you to do, Terrell, since Terrell jumped on the hype of all, he tried to sell me fake services. Terrell, you said you got the proof, drop it. I know what I do, and I know nothing about what I do is fake. So I don't mind. But at the end of the day, I'm not gonna go on a rant and disrespect that man whatsoever. I feel the same. I think he has a lot to offer to the community if he would just offer the advice and information that he has to the community and not continue to talk about the ABKC. I stand on that. I will always stand on that. It's been like 10 years, you know? And then when he says, about the dog that he used as the TBKC English Bulldog section, come on, man. Let's just be honest. You like the dog. I like the dog. It was a beautiful damn dog. I don't think the website is up, so I can't really, go pull it up. But it just didn't make sense the way that he explained that. Um, the second part of what I wanted to address is there's no reason to hype chase. Go look on the Hall of Fame page, bro. It's the same cheap clicks, the same overseas penny clicks that doesn't do anybody any good, man. And I just think he could do better for the community, bro, if he just start talking about the positive stuff. Because at the end of the day, regardless if there's messed up dogs, regardless if people are doing bad, the more you speak on that, the more of the drama is being put out in the community. And like I said, I'm not gonna insult that man by calling him out his name. I've never had a problem with him whatsoever. So it was kind of like, but we're gonna keep it on dogs. Trying to fix the community, you feel me? Trying to fix the community is one thing, but when you're talking down and doing all of that, I'm not. I love Mandela's production, but you cannot be in this game that long and talk about what you want to fix and how you're going to fix it, and then start a registry and then produce a dog that uh, visibly looks like Mandela and think that it's okay. You feel me? I mean, bruh, how does someone like that who is one of the founding fathers of the American bully community, produce a dog like Mandela, and then say, fuck exotics, but your dog has more skin than my exotics. How is that? Somebody explain that to me, please.
Right. Okay, so now, like, when you look at the American bully as far as a community, I get what you're saying. You know, it's a lot of focus on mass, bone. Where is it, or why is it that you bring that specific dog up when you're speaking on him?
No, I look at it like this. You can't talk about a dog like China Boy and then your representation is a dog like Mandela.
Mm.
That's all I'm saying. You know, but see, I come from an era where I believe in having brood stock. I think Mandela makes a good brood stock dog. I believe the same thing about China Boy. I believe China Boy makes a great brood stock dog. You feel me?
Right,
I do.
right.
But you can't talk what's up with you, Larry? But all I'm saying is you can't talk about these dogs being representations of what people think the American bully should be, and then the forefront of what you put out there is Mandela. And once again, let me say this again. I like Mandela's production just as much and just as well as I like China Boy's production.
Right.
But so when he decides he wants to take a look at this, listen, I still stand by it. Give good information to the community. Stop shooting down the dogs. I think 10 years is long enough to explain what the ABKC did to the breed. I think 10 years is long enough to explain what the breed should be like. Now it's time to start educating the people on what they should be doing.
Right. Yeah, I believe that. I think he does that. I think he does a good job. And like we kind of said before, it just seems it I think he does a good job at educating the community. I think he also does a good job at pushing the direction he feels the bully should go. But I mean, I have to agree with you. It does come off. Sometimes it comes off personal. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's kind of what we were speaking on last week, and what you specifically were speaking on. I was actually surprised when I did see his live, and and again, I haven't gone back and watched our live, so I don't remember the details of everything that was said. But when I did watch his live, I could definitely tell that there was some issues, with statements you had made. But
Yeah.
the main thing I remember from it was speaking on that. If you're somebody that has a lot to offer, so when things come out seem personal, it kind of takes away from what you have to offer.
I mean, and you want
And
to know something? The crazy part is after he got past calling me out my name, I actually finished listening to the live because he started talking dogs and it was valuable information. You feel me? Because it was valuable information. Like I said, the
right,
dude is smart, bruh. The dude
right.
is the and Lou Blood say, are we going to support the fluffy bullies? Listen, man, I look at
No,
it like
no, we're not, Lou.
all
No.
right, I'll let Dale,
This
you go first. Go
this
ahead,
this,
bro.
this is how I'm supporting the fluffy bullies. You know what I'm saying? You know what it is, Lou? You know what? Actually, you're a good example, Lou. When you came up with the concept, uh, and it was a while ago, so I don't know how far you are with it right now. But when you came up with the concept of the miniature rot, and are we bringing people on this?
Yeah, yeah,
Okay.
I'll post it in there. If anybody wants to jump,
Yeah.
hold on, wait a minute. If
But
anybody wants to jump on, feel free to definitely jump on.
Lou, when you came up with the concept, my thing is if you came up with the miniature rock, and I thought the dogs you were using to get it there were a good idea, and I think if you get it there and it becomes a good representation of the rock, then it's like okay. I think, but if you think about it, Lou, there was a lot of thought you put into that because we had a pretty good conversation about it. And when you first said miniature rod, I'm like, here we go again. Oh, Rob disappeared. But at the same time, um, when you started talking about the thought that you put into it, you still wanted that protection aspect. Then it's like, okay, he's really trying to do something. So I had to give that props. You know what I'm saying? And because of the thought process, I think the problem now what people are doing is they're saying, okay, here's a Chihuahua. Bam, they've got a fluffy Chihuahua. Okay, I'm gonna come up with the hairless Chihuahua. People aren't really putting any thought or purpose behind what they're coming up with nowadays. Even with dogs, like the American Bully, to me has a lot of potential for ability, for purpose, for function, but we're just removing all that from it. So I think that's kind of my issue with like the fluffy Frenchie. It's like, okay, so plus whatever you mix it with to get the fluff means it's no longer Frenchie. So just call it something else totally. Call it the teddy bear bull, or I don't know, whatever they call it, but call it something else. Don't
I feel like
hijack the
this.
name of other
um,
breeds. That's my thing.
Well, I feel like this, man. Hey, if it's out there, I'm gonna support it, man. Wherever, as long as it's healthy, wherever it goes. I don't think hair on the dog makes it healthy or unhealthy. I mean, that's just my opinion.
I just have a problem with taking a trend. You know what? I like when trends evolve, even in music. I hate when somebody just tries to being yourself is one thing, but you can't be yourself with dogs. So, when it comes to dogs, I just have a problem with people hijacking the name. If you bred it to something else, it's no longer a Frenchie at that point. So call it something else. That would
Yeah,
be
but okay,
my
but just
thing.
like so just like the American Bully, people have an issue with the exotic bully, right? But what about this? They still got the bully pit. They still some people call their dogs bully pits.
Why they need to stop?
I
They
agree.
need they need to stop because there's no such thing as it. You know what I'm saying? And there's never going to be such thing as it. Now, at the same time, I do get it because you have a lot of old school people that were breeding these dogs before they were called American Bully. They were calling them pit bulls. ADBA has the working pit bull class. So I get where that comes from. I just think sometimes it's okay to open the door a little bit. The problem is we have to be aware of when somebody's going to kick the door wide open and then it just becomes a mess.
Well, and then
So
on top of this too, let me um address this invitation to also, and then this is the last time I'm gonna bring this up. Um Terrell, I'll go live with you to talk about dogs. I don't mind. I'll go live with anybody to talk about dogs. But my concept of talking about dogs have nothing to do with just the American Bully. I don't mind talking about dog health, dog nutrition, dog functionality. I don't mind talking about any of that dogs, but I'm definitely open to have that conversation with anyone about anything when it comes to the species. But as far as what people call their dogs, I don't. It just doesn't bother me. My thing is, if you come out with a fluffy Frenchie or a bald Frenchie or a bald bully and people support it, there's obviously a market for it. It doesn't make it any more unhealthy than what we already have.
I just think it takes away from the original breed. You know what I'm saying? That's my issue with it. It takes away from the when you start doing that, you start noticing the original breed and the original purpose starts to fade, and next thing you know, health goes downhill. It just happens. You know what I'm saying? When we breed dogs for their appearance and we don't have some type of ability attached to it, it automatically goes downhill. It's been that way for the last 200 years since we started registrating the showrooms. Everything has been going downhill ever since. So I think there has to be a balance. There are some dogs that are able, some breeds that are able to make it work because they've got breeders in there that are, there to make sure and or breed from breeders to breed clubs that are there to say, okay, if they're going to be doing this for appearance, then we got to make sure that we're staying focused on making sure that that ability is there, that
Yeah,
functionality
but
is
I
there.
think this is all. I think this is all a bite, bro. Like I said, from the creation of the American Bully to the exotic to even how we talked about the hybrid bull, the Brahma bull, the Shorty bull. All of these bulls are extensions of. I mean, to be honest with you, what the American Bully come from, plus what was being mixed before the title American Bully.
Bro, okay, so then like look at that. So like the Shorty Bull, I see the purpose behind the Shorty Bull. Shout out to Jamie Sweet. Um, I like, even though that's not my style of dog, I like it. You know what I'm saying? Like I could picture having that in the house, running around. You know what I'm saying? Um, but then when
Yeah,
we like,
but
for
Daryl,
instance, you
check
get
this
like
out.
the
But look at this.
micros, the nanos, it's like how far does this go? And is there really a difference? Like when you say exotic, what's the difference
Okay,
between
but
the
look, check
micro, the
that.
nano?
That's cool. But I see American bully breeders hating on exotics, but kissing up to shorty bulls. When if you turn around and look at it, if you talk about everybody who always talks about shorty bulls, it's always Jamie Sweet's dogs. What about the other shorty bulls that motherfuckers are saying with big ass, long ass underbites,
But she's
unhealthy,
fighting
can't
that.
breathe?
She's trying to fight that, and that's that again is things. You figure if there was no internet, Jamie Sweet would be at peace, making her shorty bulls better and better, and better and better. You know, they would get out there because you're selling them, but it would be a slower process. Now, what's happening is the internet, they get out there, people take pictures of them, people start sharing them. Next thing you know, everybody's a shorty bull breeder, and they don't look nothing like what she originally created. You know,
Yeah.
and I think that's just, but it's happening with everything on the
But see,
internet.
even
You
when
know
you
what I'm
look at
saying?
the exotics, bro, I think most of these exotic traits with all of these flaws and unhealthiness came from an extension of people trying to create these dogs from American bullies. And the reason people can see the exotic getting
Ooh, I
better and
don't think.
better. Oh,
You think
but check this out.
the
The
bull
reason
legs and
people,
all that?
no, no. I mean, I
Not where
think that all
exotics
comes.
are
I think
headed
that all
now, but
comes with it.
in the past
With the
when it started.
But when you talk about the selective breeding to produce something, it's easy to pull the bulldog back out of the American bully up front and create those bulls, especially with everything uh, progressing, with all of the bulldogs progressing. I mean, we didn't have micro English bulldogs that were fucking triple tri pink orange carriers. You feel me? I mean,
Right.
I mean, we didn't have that. We had regular bulldogs, the bulldogs that were used to create the American bully. So now the people are using these bulldogs now, they're creating micro, more extreme dogs because everything evolved. And I'm not saying it's right, but I personally believe the reason the exotics are getting better is because people are saying, okay, let's jump away from the American bully side of it and let's just start mixing these breeds directly straight across and making these dogs healthier.
Mm.
That's
So
all
I
I'm
would have.
saying.
Yeah, I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying. They're
Like
actually
you're seeing more crosses from the Frenchy to the English, and back to the Frenchy and back to the English than you're seeing this exotic back to the American bully.
right. I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying. Right, because right. I get what you're saying. Now, but see now, okay, so now what about all the divisions? You know what I'm saying? The nano, the mic, like the hybrid bull. To me, the hybrid bull is just another part of the inconsistency of the exotic. But now, you know, and you got what's the guy, Chris, that promotes that. What
Well, I
is
personally believe the hybrid bull is great for the exotic. Well, at least the way that the ABR is doing it, because like I said, the ABR requires
now? Is
three
that what Chris
generations.
is talking about, or is he
I'm not
coming up with
sure.
his own thing? Okay, got you, got you.
I'm not
Now,
to
how
be
does
honest.
why does the ABR have? Because they also register exotics. So what's the hybrid bull to the ABR?
Yes, but I believe ABR is doing it correctly, bro. I believe that they're requiring for you to produce three generations that look similar, and then they'll switch your papers over from hybrid to exotic. And I believe
Once
that's
it's
fair.
consistent, I agree with that.
And I
I
believe
agree
that's
with that.
fair.
So when ABR says hybrid bull, they're more talking about a concept. Once you have some consistency in your yard, now we'll call it
Yes.
an exotic. That makes sense. That's
That's how
kind of
I
how
that's how
BAM
I
dogs
that's
are
how
done.
I take it. That's how I take it. So this is once again my opinion, but I think I have a
Right,
true understanding to a lot of things. So this is but it's still just my opinion.
right. No, that I get that. That makes sense. That makes sense, and that's smart. But no, I think, like I've said before, I think the exotics have progressed faster than the American bully. I think I just see the bully, especially when it comes to the pockets, and it's not everybody. Somebody sent me a pocket the other day that I thought was dope. You know what I'm saying? You could tell the dog was athletic, was running up and down the tables at the park, and but we're just for whatever reasons getting away from that, especially when it comes to like the I'm gonna say it, the ABKC crowd, and that's kind of where Terrell comes back, where I get what he's saying, but you have to kind of watch how you say it. Like even when I talk about the ABKC, I think they're in a very sticky, difficult situation because they don't just get to be a registry. You know what I'm saying? They're also leading. Um, and I don't know that anybody from the ABKC has come out and said, hey, even though this dog won at this show and this dog won at this show, these dogs are getting too extreme. They're starting to look too much like bulldogs. You know what I mean? And at some point, somebody's got to take control of that. Unfortunately, it's supposed to be the breeder. And what I see when it comes to the American Bully and even the exotic is this is a Facebook dominated, you know what I mean, thing when it comes to the breeders. Like Facebook is our home to meet up.
Yeah, but you want to know something? I've even listened to Dave Wilson say it himself on his live. You feel me? Like the standard was a
What
blueprint.
is it? Brian keeps typing. I can't even pronounce that word, Brian.
Exoticers.
Exoticers.
Yeah, but
What
see,
were you
Dave
saying?
Wilson even said it on his live, bro, that the standard was nothing more than a guideline to get to where the breed should be for his idea of what it should have been. And he feels personally that this is where he wanted to go anyway. He was just trying to
To
have a
jump.
guideline to get it there in a healthy fashion.
Right.
So why
And
why are all American Bully breeders still stuck on? And I've even heard people say, well, the American Bullies were closer to the goal back in between 2010 and 2014. No, they weren't. It's still the same problems.
yeah, I think you had more. I hear people talk about how you had less flaws then, and it's more the old school cats. The funny thing is, when I see those dogs that they're talking about, they were still just as flawed up, and with the same flaws that we are failing to breed away from here today. And that's why I say, to me, whereas I see exotics, starting to become cleaner and cleaner, more functional, more functional. Whereas American Bullies, we have a sector of the American Bully that is saying, coming up with excuses. We don't want our dogs to be dogs. Even though it's 20, 22, 23 inches tall and 120 to 140 pounds, they have no problem saying we don't want our dogs to be dogs. So exactly like Avalon Bully said, it's the rush for the bag. And I think that's what we're still stuck in. You know what I'm saying? Is the rush for the bag or the trophy or the ribbon, without acknowledging, okay, what's the best? What can we do to take the American Bully, or what can exotic breeders do to take the exotic? And for the American Bully, how do we come up with our own healthy, functional look that doesn't look like any other breeds that we use to make it and doesn't start to form into them? Same thing for exotics. How can we make a healthier, functional exotic that doesn't look like any of the breeds that we use to make it? It stands on its own, beyond just us cropping the ears. We should be able to leave the ears on our dogs and they still look way different from the dogs that were used to create it. And I
Make
think
sure it's just
that's
dogs.
what both communities are I think that's what both communities are really missing out on. Is we have to get somewhere where we separate ourselves from the breeds used to make them, while still being more functional. So if I've got an American Bully, which I've said, if I can't keep up with the Greyhound, then I want my dog to be able to do something the Greyhound can't. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I mean, and
To me,
that's your
that's how we
theory
look at
that
it.
all dogs should have a purpose, which I totally agree with. I totally agree that all dogs should have a purpose. But my thing is when it comes to the exotic, bro, most of these people haven't even seen exotics in person that talk about them. Most of these people haven't even been
I
to these
agree.
shows to see these exotics. What they do is they see the messed up ones online, and then those are the ones they talk about. You feel me? But it's easy to focus on the negative. There's always going to be a negative. You feel me? It's just the type of person you are is what makes you choose what you focus on. You feel me? Because I can almost bet my life most of the people that focus on the negative about the exotic breed have a whole bunch of issues in their personal life. You feel me? For real. Because I'm not saying that I agree with the breed, but I'm not gonna sit all day and just keep being negative. You feel me? All
Right.
day. I mean, why not go find a good one? What's the
But
purpose
let
of
me
an
ask you
exotic?
this. Let me ask you this. Don't you think some of that can be placed on some of that blame can be placed on the exotic community for the dogs that they were promoting a
No,
year, two,
but see, I'm
about
not
two,
gonna say
3 years
exotic
ago?
community. I'm gonna say as a breeder because the American bully community has the same problems. It's the
No,
breeders,
we've seen some things in exotics that I've never seen in dogs before, and they were promoting
bro.
them
I
like it was
seen a
okay.
video with a whole bunch of dudes holding XLs, and one of them XLs had bows and elbows and everything, bro. It's the breeders, bro. It's the breeders.
Right,
You feel me?
right.
I mean, you have ethical breeders and you have unethical breeders. You feel me? But when you turn around, just like for instance, oh my goodness, with the dog with the name today, you feel me?
The
That's
dog with
going
the
around.
name.
You know, dude that named his dog Comrade. Okay,
Yeah.
listen, everybody been seen that dog. Everybody been knew that dog name, but it took one person to just express his negative opinion about it, and now the dog got lock-ins and all type of shit. You feel me? At what point do people start to see the reason the American bully became big so fast because of the pit bull breeders couldn't stand it? It wasn't that it was a good breed or put together properly. It was just promoted in a negative fashion so much that people started to like it. The exotics blew up even faster because now you got the pit bull people and the American bully people talking down on these dogs so fast. At what point do people start to see like, hey, maybe we should just focus on our dogs and start talking about our dogs and blow up
Right,
our breed of dog?
because all you're doing is promoting what it is you don't like. You know what I'm saying? And I've seen that dog. You know what it is? I think because when I saw that dog and I saw his name, first thing that came to my mind, okay, this is ignorant. This is somebody willing to use ignorance and stupidity to get whatever they can out of that you can get from ignorance and stupidity. And of course, that turns into attention, and then of course that turns into money. You know, I think you limit yourself when you go that route of the whole shock and awe, because then you also have people who are just turned off. So at some point, it's like, okay, it wasn't your dog that was that good. You just came up with, it's no different than, you can post a picture of your dog with a model, or you can post your picture with your dog with a dog and it's standing next to a woman that's fully naked. You know, we're in a community now that the fully naked is not only going to get people to look, it's going to get people to buy it, and it has nothing to do with the dog. You know what I'm saying?
Look at what
Just so
Brian said.
everybody
Brian
know, that
says,
bark you're hearing is my XL. That is not one of Rob's exotics. I don't want y'all getting that confused and him trying to
"Oh,
steal
nah, my dog. Hey,
the
my dog
credit
chilling
of
doing
my
my dog
barks
do.
in my.
My dog watching TV with the kids, bro. What he supposed to be doing?" But Mark says this is an ignorant breed. You think about it. If you think about it though, whether it's exotic or bullies, and I agree. And that's why
I agree.
when people push the ignorance, it blows up. It
Yeah,
blows up. That's why.
that's true. Very true. Very, very true. Unfortunately, you know what I'm saying, especially for the. But see, now I also think the flashing the money, the talking about money. Um, I knew dudes who used to make a grip of money off of dogs. Never discussed it. And now we're in a realm where people are flashing money, talking about money, doing the most ignorant thing they can to get their dog's name out there and their dog's picture out there. And what it's slowly doing is it's slowly backfiring. In the UK, now they're coming up with all these laws and
Avalon said I
legislation.
wouldn't even call it a breed. Which the American bully or the exotic? Go ahead, Daryl.
And then when it comes to the US, there hasn't been any legislation yet, but so far you're starting to get vets that are more and more strict. We just did a stud, we just studied King out to a guy's dog. I forget what state he's in. But the funny thing is, he's the first person to hit me up and say he couldn't do the breeding until the vet tested, did X-rays and everything. So, and the vet admitted to him that that's something they just started doing. They just started doing it because of American Bullies and exotics. So it's like things are about to cramp down on us, and yet you still have people out there that are doing the most ignorant, the most flamboyant thing they can do just to get their dog out there today. And it
Yeah,
works.
but
I'm
see,
sure
but when you
for a
talk about
fact.
when you talk about when you talk about DeMarcus, you feel me? It's like DeMarcus goes to shows in costumes. He's a fun dude. He's a fun, goofy dude, bruh. So he loves the attention, bro, and the people love him for loving the attention because he also helps people too. So if he decides to name his dog something like that, to all of us who know him, it's like, okay, it's expected. You feel me?
Right.
I don't think it's a big deal. I don't think, because then he also produced Creed. You feel me? He also produced an American Bully that
I've
people
seen
love a
Creed.
lot.
Right. Was Creed
So what?
considered an
So
American Bully?
I would.
You always throwing something on American Bullies, though.
I mean, but look at Creed. When you look at Creed, I think, I mean, in my personal opinion, I think he is. I mean, I'll ask him, you know,
Okay,
because
yeah,
none are
I have to
consistent.
look
Too
at him
many
again.
dogs, not enough real breeders, and no knowledge. I totally agree. But you want to know
Right.
something? Even with the knowledge thing, Avalon, it's kind of hard for people to give knowledge because most of these people that only want to talk to you to give you knowledge is only if you buy their dogs. Now, my
Yeah,
thing is
you
this.
buy their dog or they got a litter getting ready to drop. So now I'm
But see,
setting up.
I don't disagree with that though, bro. There's no way that you're gonna go buy a dog from somebody else and then want me to spend 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 hours on the phone with you, telling you about this dog, telling you what you should breed this dog to. You should go talk to the person you purchased the dog from. But if you're just a person that's just looking for
See,
dog knowledge,
here, you know what? Here's my thing with that. Like, we don't promote our dogs really at all. You know what I'm saying? We have people breeding to them. We have people buying pups. Most of those people are not on Facebook or even social media. Um, I go live and I help to educate the community on a regular basis. I also do consultations, phone consultations for training, conditioning, and even breeding. And when I'm dealing with new breeders, first thing I tell them is, okay, what direction are you going? You going the show route? What direction are you going? Okay, bam. They say what they doing. And then I say, okay, show me what dogs you're working with and what dogs you're interested in. And I'll say, okay, that's not going to get you to the show ring. You know what I'm saying? I'll
yeah.
let them know. But I do think that there needs to be more of a regular presence of education in the community, regardless of you coming to me. I could shut down Facebook right now, and it wouldn't affect anything that goes on with
Yes,
us and
exotic.
dogs.
Hold on. Yes, exotic does have a standard. David Crockett says, "Where I'm at, the more mutant looking the dog is, the higher the price." Is that correct? And the reasoning
That's
behind exotics? You want to know something, man? To be honest with you, I have no clue why the exotic was created. For me, I've always liked stuff like that, and I've already explained my theory on what I liked and what I was trying to create. And through the years, I got caught up in the unhealthy dogs too. And then it got to a point where it was like, I still want the look, but I want my dogs to be healthier. I want my dogs to be able to breathe. I want my dogs to live past 5 years. You know, now that 5 year rule that people were saying, most exotics actually do live longer than that, but it's hard to really tell because the exotics have barely been around that long.
right, right, exactly.
You
That's
know,
true.
they barely been around that long. But when you look at your Busachis and you look at your Bapes, these dogs are all trending in that age group, and they're still popping, they're still breeding, and they're still alive.
How old would a Bape or a Busachi be right now?
I have no clue, and I don't want to guess, but I
Right.
know they're close to that age though.
Now, when he says, "Do exotics have a standard?" That automatically means a registry. What registries have like this BRC? Because they're getting
I
pretty
forgot
big
the
right now.
registry they said
Very
that wrote
big.
it, and if I'm not mistaken, I think the ABR actually has a standard for
Okay.
the exotic too. But there was another registry that actually wrote the standard first, and it was the dude who owned I don't want to not paintball, but God damn it, bruh. I forgot, but he was just in the hot seat too about his dog dying. But he
Hmm.
has a registry that he wrote a standard for the exotic, and they actually have a champion exotic. Now, do I think that there should be a champion exotic? No. But when you look at that dog, I can understand. You feel me? and I forgot the dog's name, but when you look at him, I can understand why they say, okay, this could be a representation for the exotic breed. I do.
Right. Right. Now, Brian said, if you are here right now, you want knowledge, or on other lives that spread knowledge. You want that if you at the bully show or whatever that the bully show or whatever that thing is, bully view and other do those people that don't want knowledge but only for the money show me how to get the money in those lives. And I get what he's saying. You know what, Brian? Yeah, he's talking about like
Well, explain, because I could not understand shit
he
he was talking about.
I think what he's saying is if people who are jumping on lives like those that I do, those that we do, are people who are looking for knowledge. People who jump on a like Asani's lives or Nate's lives. They're looking for the money, the clout. I
I don't
get
even
what he's
I
saying.
don't even think they're looking for the money over there, because I don't know anybody
I
that's
think
over
it's
there
more
making
so the
money.
drama.
Yeah, I
Well,
don't know anybody that's making money over there. And like I say, I see a lot of, I mean, like I said, I'm not gonna take away from, I'm not even gonna get into that. But like I said, I just don't see the
well, I'll say
purpose
I'll say
anymore.
this. I'll say this. I think what Hassani does with his lives, because it goes from educational to drama. So I think he has it in him to do something positive. I think he lets other people get him caught up.
Yeah, but I don't even see the
Um,
education, because the
well, every
education
now
is
and then he
like,
does do something where it is he's trying to educate the community on something. I think he just needs to stay focused on that. With the other dude, Nate, um, yeah, that's more drama. I look at
according
it
to
like
dude
this:
running the show,
anytime you
they
jump
getting
on a
it and
live,
trying. I mean, listen,
yeah,
man.
what you say?
According to a lot of people, they getting it. According to a lot of people, they got the biggest platforms. According to a lot of people, they got the biggest shows. Man, listen. If you believe it, have fun. Feel free. Believe it. It's not my job to say they're wrong or right, or you're wrong or right.
They
I feel like this. If you are satisfied with what you get out of a live, then it was a good live. If you are satisfied for what you get out of paid promotions from these platforms, then that's all that matters. As long as you're satisfied with what you're getting as a customer, then that's the only thing that matters. And I feel the same way about the dogs. If you get a dog that dies at 2 years, but you were happy with it, then as a customer, then hey, that's on you.
exactly. But I do believe it. I think when it comes to the dogs, the overexposure before the dogs are perfected or consistent definitely hurts the breeds. Because we just have not. We're not like the German Shepherd. We're not like the Rottweiler. We're not like even the Frenchie. So when you have the overexposure, the drama, um, who can come up with the most ignorant name possible, it really makes people look down on our breeds. Because when you step into other communities and like now I can go into other communities and because they've jumped on my pages, they've seen the things our dogs are capable of doing. It's like, okay, he's a good bully breeder, he's a good bully owner, but that breed itself, you know what I mean? And I think somehow, like somebody had made a comment about you last week about someone or Joel trying to get these dogs to the AKC. It's like we just are a community that is
Bro,
far
listen,
from that,
I'm not
dude.
saying it can't happen, but I know for sure it won't happen in none of our lifetime.
I don't think it's gonna happen in my lifetime.
Yeah,
I
that's
don't
what I'm
think it's
saying. And
gonna
then you
happen.
have Davey says, so is it possible to push the limits with your exotic and still have a healthy dog? I mean, honestly, bro, I don't know. Just because a dog is alive does not mean it's healthy. Just because a dog can
It's
walk
true.
does not mean it's healthy. So at
True.
this point, I don't know. But what I will say is I'm trying. I'm trying to keep the same bloods that is producing the micro exotic look. And I am trying to do right by the dogs. Now, is it going to happen? I don't know. You know, but that's my aim, that's my goal. I would like to think so, because if we don't have any hope that it's possible, then yeah, I mean this breed, I mean it'll never be what I can consider a breed, and it's doomed.
Yeah. Brian not talking about his son. Okay, so yeah, he's talking about the other cat, Nate. Nah, I feel
I
him.
mean, bro, them dudes, I don't even know what they're into, bro. Exotics, American bullies, Chihuahua, Shih Tzus, I
Flip
have
flop,
no
flip
clue.
flops.
You know,
They
I have
flip
no
flop.
clue. All I know is anything that I speak on, I try to at least have had experience or some type of certification to be able to speak on it. You know, other than that, I'll sit back and just listen like everybody else and ask questions and voice my opinion. You know, but
Right.
when you have people hosting shows based off of knowledge that they found on Google, I just kind of believe that sometimes you have to look deeper. On top of, and this is a conversation that me and Daryl has had before too. On top of, everybody in the game wants to be the genius. Everybody in the
Yeah.
game wants to know everything. Like you see all these people, even now, I am a certified nutritionist, but I see all of these people, you know, that's breaking down everything that's in the dog food, that's breaking down everything that's in a supplement, and then they're going and they're getting it piece by piece, putting it together so they can sell to the fucking community. Listen, bro, you don't need 9 gadgets, okay, to create this. Just use hamburger meat, bro. You don't, hey, just use chicken. You feel me? Hey, if this is what you want to create, this is all you need to do. You don't need to go order 17 different things from worldwide to create the same thing, amino acids and all of this that you would get out of just a raw diet or raw food, period.
Well, but see, we get again, here we go, you know, it becomes trendy. A lot of people, like for instance, you know, I was talking to someone today and they were talking about a dog and how all of a sudden he's filling out and hadn't been filling out for like about 6, 7 months. But the person who had the dog before had it on an all protein diet. I mean, a high protein diet, dog kibble. And now all of a sudden he's getting a regular dog kibble and he's all of a sudden he's starting to fill out. You know what I'm saying? He's just hitting a year old. I think what happens is we get so, as a community, we don't know dogs. So rather than learning dogs, because it takes experience, it takes time, it takes doing things with dogs. So rather than learning dogs, it becomes easier to go to Google or take biggest, fanciest advertisement so we can feel like we know something. And then we implement it in our programs. And I look at people and it's like, oh, I feed raw. Look how glossy my dog's coat is. Well, it ain't no more glossy. Now, yeah, I add to my food or my kibble, but it's no more glossy than any of our dogs. You know, the
Yeah,
white
but
on
it's like
Carly
that's like
Pools
when I hear people
outshine a
talk
whole lot
about,
of people.
think about this, when you hear people talk about how exotics are dying and you know, undergrowth and some of the main organs and stuff like this, and then they speak about it like it's a fact, like it's intelligent, bro. You have never once did a necropsy on an exotic, so how do you know this information? You, I mean, how do you know anything that's going on the inside of a dog when it dies if you've never even cut open a dog before? No dog.
Right.
You feel
Right.
me?
And
How
a
can
lot
you
of
be
people are
so?
going off assumptions, or they hear about a dog that dies and then they say all of them are dying. But that's how the internet operates. You know what I'm saying? And that's the unfortunate aspect of it
Yeah,
because
well,
it
I don't get it.
operates that way in every realm.
Just like the live I was on last night. On and shout out to Moses. You feel me? From
Yeah.
I think it's Island Boys, Frenchies. You feel me? Moses Malone.
Now, did they
Man, good.
name them dogs? Did they Island Boy Frenchies? Is that the name of? That's the name of the kennel.
I think that's the name of his camp. But the live
Okay,
was
they didn't
good.
name that after them two Island Boys, the two
Nah,
little
nah,
dudes
nah,
that be.
nah.
Oh,
He
okay.
was here. He was here before that.
Oh, okay. I was about to
But
say.
my thing is, and that was a clear example. If you guys go check out that live, that was a clear example. The live was about how to grow a social media platform, but yet and still everybody that jumped on there couldn't answer any type of growth questions or marketing questions and turned it into a dog
Mm,
conversation. Now, the dog conversation was really good. It was educational. Man, it was a lot of stuff you could have learned from that. But that wasn't the topic, you know, and every so that's why I said people have to start looking deeper into what they're hearing. People are taking everything they hear at face value and say, well, this must be right because this person said it. You know, bro, I've
right.
literally had to argue with people about marketing and tactics of marketing because of what somebody else said that absolutely has no damn clue about marketing.
Right. But see, now if there was no social media, they wouldn't be speaking. You know what I'm saying? But because there's social media, they're gonna start speaking. Because even when I was listening to that live, you know, they were talking more about promotions, um, but they were calling it every name they knew related to marketing. But that's a lot of it. Like what kind of like Avalon said, people on social media more drama than not. Or what did he say before? Social media is a hell of a drug. People find suckers every minute, and that's what it becomes. And some of them, the suckers are just you following somebody that don't know what they talking about, and you don't know that they don't know what they talking about. But at the same time, that's not their fault. That's more your fault because you got to start doing your homework. You know what I mean? When it comes
Yeah, and that's
to
why everybody was like, "Well, hey, why don't you start doing more lives talking about marketing? Why don't you start doing this?" And I don't think they understand that this is something that I've been doing for years. People don't want to put forth the effort. People want you to do the work for them. People don't want to
right,
work, and that's just like breeding. People want to go buy a dog from somebody else and then come to, let's just say you, and say, "Hey, who should I breed this dog to?" And want you to spend 10 hours telling them exactly the floor plan of what they should do, but the person they bought the dog from won't give them 2 minutes. Like, if you want dog knowledge, I don't mind
yeah,
giving out dog knowledge, but there's no way you're gonna call me to buy a dog. You don't like my prices. You tell me you found something better, and then this person won't even talk to you, and you want me to be the one to give you the information. No,
I feel you. I feel you. I'll still give you that information, but I feel you. You know what I'm saying? I feel you. You know, it is it. I don't know how it gets better though. I think that's one of the things, and you know, not to go back to to Terrell, but I think that's where a lot of the frustration comes from people who want to see the exotic be a dog. People want to see the American bully be a dog. Like I said, you know, we need to stop trying to turn dogs into good American bullies and good exotics and start turning good exotics and good American bullies into good dogs. And I think that's where the frustration comes from. You know, I think a lot of people get frustrated with what they're seeing out there, and there's a lot of people who are breeding now should just be owning a pet. Like there's nothing wrong with just owning a dog and having a pet. Everybody doesn't have to breed. Breeding is not for everybody. Everybody doesn't have, just like everybody can't rap, it's no different. The same thing with breeding. Everybody does not have to be a breeder. There's nothing wrong with
then think
loving
about it.
dogs,
Then they
owning
even got a
dogs.
limit on it. Oh, bro, you if you only got 5 dogs, you're not a breeder. You feel me? Like, bro, I don't. It does. Man, I was one of them people that when I first jumped in the game, bro, I jumped in and had 30 dogs, bro. It don't take 30 dogs to create nice dogs, you know. And over the years, it took me to realize you have to create that foundation first, and then once you create that foundation, you should be dropping the majority of your dogs and your littles should fit your standard of what you're going for. But people just
Right.
love the fact that they can get that one dog. I'm not like that. If I am putting dogs together and I get one dope dog out of this breeding, and then I do another breeding and I get one dope dog, I'm doing something wrong.
Something's wrong. Yeah. It used to be breeding for the litter, not just that one dog.
You know,
That's
and people feel like because my dog has bone and because my dog is girthy that I created fire. No, listen, man, all of this matters in the exotic community, but at the end of the day, man, you need a dog that somebody can look at and say, bro, that is a beautiful dog. That dog is cute.
mhm,
You feel me?
right.
This is what you still want. People are coming to these shows. I'm talking about, bruh, I mean, making a gang of money off these dogs, but fur missing. You feel me? Feet dirty, no nose all dried up. You feel me? I mean, come
Yeah,
on, bruh.
that's the truth. Now, Davy Crockett said, "Can standard and blueprint be the same thing?" You know what? That's actually a dope question. The standard is the
Not for
blueprint.
Daryl.
Ah, the standard is the blueprint for the show ring. That is the purpose in the standard. A lot of the American bully community does not like to admit that, but that is how it has always been. And like I said, American bully people don't get to change the ways of dogs. So the standard is the blueprint for the show ring. It is there to put something in writing that judges, people who are watching, people who are entering their dogs can all judge these dogs by and be somewhat on the same page. The blueprint of a breed is its breed type, which is not the standards based off of the breed type. But breed type has nothing to do with the standard. And the blueprint of a breed is the breed's purpose, the breed's temperament, and the breed's look based off the breeds that were used. So if you aren't
I mean,
used
I'm
to looking at dogs, you're not going to really get how to look at that blueprint. And then now we have the internet where you got all these various looks and it's like, okay, which one of these is the blueprint? Now, in the case of the American bully, possibly even the exotic, the standard can help you get closer to the blueprint slash breed type. But you still got to understand it beyond just what's written on that written standard.
I mean,
You
to
know what
be
I'm
honest,
saying?
I'm not even concerned. I'm not even concerned about the vets, bro. Because the only thing I don't do that, I just never took interest in is C-sections and cropping ears. But if the vets decided not to mess with the community, bro, I know plenty of people that I can learn that from at the drop of a dime. You feel me? I mean, other than that, I don't need a vet anyway. You feel me? I
Right,
mean,
but the problem with that though is we as a community are blowing it for other breeds, our breed, and
yeah.
it's in time. You know what I'm saying? So whether it takes 10 years,
Well, I'm
20
talking
years,
about in our community, bro. Look at all of this shit these people are doing, bro, with puppies, bro. These motherfuckers be having ventilators and respirators and living bubbles and all type of shit, bro, for these dogs. And then you gotta give them this, and then the puppies you gotta give them this and give them that and do this and do that, bro. This shit is going to hell. Listen. Take care of your dog. You feel me? Take care of your dog. Do a vaginal swab. Test before you do a damn breeding. I ain't saying I believe in a whole bunch of health testing, but if you really feel that, take care of your dog. Keep your dog clean. Most of the problems that are developing from these puppies once these dogs give labor come from internal infections and people not keeping their dogs clean. Now you feel like you're some type of rocket fucking scientist because you know how to treat a disease with 19
that your
different
dog never should have been getting.
if
Exactly.
you would have just washed her motherfucking ass.
Exactly. No, I agree. And the other thing with the community is we need to get back to what the species looks like. All your neighbors that have nothing to do with the bully community and Facebook, look at their dogs. They're German Shepherds, they're Rottweilers, they're Labradors, they're Chihuahuas. Something should be comparable to your dog. When you start getting outside of that, bow legs, I mean, I'm seeing dogs where their legs are just out here and they're being promoted. People are breeding to them. Dogs are dying at 3, getting angel wing flyers, and people are breeding to them. That's a problem. Why are we breeding to something that died early? You know what I'm saying? Why are we still wanting semen and celebrations from something that died early? And just because it was popular. But that's where the community has got gimmicks for days. Exactly, Avalon. Gimmicks for days. That's exactly what it is, dude. Um, but yeah, it's a definite my thing is, why are people falling for it? We all have parents and grandparents and great grandparents that had dogs. We've all seen pictures of them. How are we totally ignoring that in order to do what we see going on in both communities? That's the part that blows my mind. That's the part that makes it difficult for me to fathom. How do we get there? How where people just are ignoring what's supposed if a dog has feathers, you shouldn't breed to it. So where did we come up with the concept of, oh, this dog has feathers, I'm gonna breed to it? It's a problem. And that's the mentality within this breed. And that is why the vets and UK laws are cracking down on it, because they see it's a bunch of ignorant motherfuckers
I just
and
I
they're
just believe
producing
even
life.
some of these experienced breeders just don't know how to breed to create consistency. Because I even hear some of
I
these
agree 100% with that.
but I even see some of these bigger breeders that people respect have been around a long time to say, well, if you want to create a bigger dog with more mass and more bone, just take your pocket and breed it to a standard. No, why would you do that? You're not going to get any consistency. Why don't you find a dog that fits the standards of what you're trying to get to and breed to that
Well,
in
their
the same
excuse is,
class?
I agree. Their excuse is that, well, it'll get me the more compact dog. If I breed my pocket to the standard to the pocket, or the XL to the standard, then I can get that more compact dog. But yet they're seeing an XL standard, right? They took a picture yesterday and is posted on Facebook, and they're skipping past that. Everybody's looking for a shortcut. Everyone is looking for a shortcut. Anybody want to
Avalon
jump
says the
in? The
next big
link is
thing
up
makes
there.
the money. Avalon,
Yep.
man, I can't even agree with that. No, well, okay, you want to know something? I agree with that, but I think what people fail to realize is to create the next big thing. Now, come on, now. I mean, the next big thing, you go back and you look at Gotti, bang, he was different. You look at Remy, bang, he was different. You look at Dax, he was different. You look at Miyagi, he was different. You look at all of these dogs, they were different. What can you do different now besides try to create a healthier version of what's already there?
But we're losing that. They're trying to create, like he said, though. They're trying to create. They're
Well,
trying to
but no,
come up
that's
with
where
the
you get
next
the fluffy
big thing.
Frenchies and you get the fluffy bullies, and this
Bam.
one you get the ball bullies because people are trying to create the next new thing instead of trying to perfect what's already here.
Exactly. And that's kind of my problem with the fluffy Frenchie. You know what I mean? There's enough discrepancies with Frenchies. Why not take Frenchies and try to recreate it? But when fools is turning around and they selling puppies for $10, $15, $20,000, it's hard to convince them to put the dog first. You know, and they don't care that the dog goes downhill because they'll be out the game by then, or they'll move on to whatever is the next craze. You know, but that's this community. It's a community of whatever shortcut gets
Lou
you to the
Blood say
money. That's where they go.
200K, 100K.
See, that's crazy, dude. That's crazy.
I mean, I don't think it's crazy, but at the end of the day, what I think is crazy is when you go around telling people this is what you can make, but you don't explain to them that everybody don't make that.
Well, but then you can't get the pyramid scheme going that all of this stuff has been created in. You know, for you guys, for the exotic people, I think that pyramid scheme is still there. For the American bully people, it's starting to
I mean,
crack.
hey, Lou Blood,
And
I
a lot of
posted
the
the link
older
if you
breeders
want
are
to jump
panicking.
on and explain to us. Because, like I said, I don't do the fluffies, and neither does Daryl. But if you want to jump on and speak from a point of view, because I know you do that, then definitely click the link and feel free to come in, and you could explain to people why those dogs are worth so much.
Well, they're not worth
Because
it
I
when
don't
it
get
comes
it.
to having a dog. I mean, to me, it's just a guinea pig is what it is. They found a guinea pig that can run faster is what it becomes. So it's not like they're worth it, but how can I can't say they're not worth it because somebody's paying that much money for it. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, Brian says Daryl is not exotic people, it's exoticers.
Exactly. I can't pronounce that, bro. I can't even pronounce that shit. Every time I read it, it becomes more complicated.
Yeah, hey, Lou Blood say facts on that part, but 50K damn near average price for a fluff with color. Bro, I believe it. I see it. I just don't know why.
Wow. Now, Lou Blood, my question would be when the person pays 50K, are they paying that for a pet or are they paying that because they plan on breeding it? The average person that's paying that much for it. That shit's crazy, dude. $50,000 for it. Let's see. Avalon said, in my opinion, it would have had a better outcome if people would have told them what they really bred to so they can at least try to keep it consistent. I agree 100%, Avalon.
I can't agree with that, bro, because people want to be lied to. Think about it. Look at the Brahma community. The Brahma community on paperwork, your bulldog is there. When you look at the USBR on paperwork, bro, that Frenchie is there, that bulldog is there. And people don't give no value to those dogs. And that's the only reason the exotic came along. People want to be lied to. You feel me? They want to.
Wow.
Yeah, hey, Lou,
Hey,
matter of fact, we'll set up another live if Lou don't want to come on now. We'll set up another live and we'll talk about the fluffy Frenchie. Because I definitely do not understand why those dogs cost that much money for some damn hair.
$20,000 for a co-own. That's crazy. Let's see.
Hold on, we got TNT. Boom. What's going on, brother?
What's going on with you, brother? How y'all doing tonight, man?
What's up, man? Doing good.
That's what's up. That's what's up. I let it live tonight, man. I'm loving it. Keep it coming.
For sure, yeah. We just chopping it up. We're gonna do this every
Thursday.
So
what topic you chiming in for, bro? Go ahead, state your opinion. Let's get on it.
I'm gonna keep it a beam, man. I hear all this standard talk, but I feel like the problem is everybody in the bully game got a vision, but they ain't got no standards for them their own yards. You feel me?
Mm-hmm.
Like for instance, some people won't breed to a dog that ain't necessarily got certain drives in them. You feel me? Or what you certainly looking for. But in a bully game, they only looking at for mass and stuff. You feel me? And I'm like, bro, when you talk about the breed standard, but you don't got standards in your own yard, but you want to talk about a vision, and that's where you know what I'm saying. That's why Go ahead.
I feel a lot of people have turned around and said that's the problem. That
Lou, Rob posted the link a little while ago. Scroll up.
Nah, Lou Blood right here. He right here right now.
Okay.
Go ahead. I feel a lot of people have turned around and said that's the problem. Hey, Lou Blood, somebody got to turn down the actual live.
Now, Lou Blood right here. He right here right now.
Okay.
I feel a lot of people have turned around and said,
Hey, Lou Blood, you got to turn down the live that you're actually watching. All right, there we go.
All right, bam. All right, go
Now-
ahead, TNT or Rock.
Now, TNT, go ahead, finish what you were saying, bro.
Like you gotta, if you're gonna have a vision, your vision gotta have standards, but it gotta keep breed type at the same time. So as long as you
Right.
breeding for breed type and you got your own standards, like boom, I'm
Grab
not breeding
another
to a
bit.
dog that ain't got a certain head, the certain cheeky cheeks. You feel me? Or I'm not breeding to a dog that's scared of a trash bag or something. Like, nah, we not doing that. But people overlook certain stuff like that, and then when it pop back up in a breeding or two, you like, where did this come from? You ain't never.
Yeah,
take
but
out
what if
that
your
one dog.
standard fits? But what if your standard fits the breed type, but your look is just a little more extreme because the breed type and the standard that they have is loose, is really loose, and it leaves a lot of space for a lot of problems.
Yeah, because you know, not so good because even our breed standard for the American Bully is very close to the UKC standard for the Pit Bull and the AKC standard for the Amstaff. It isn't very much difference. Is so it's just the preference in the American Bully ring is a lot more difference, and we could see it. But they almost copied it verbatim. So it's not like they put a lot of effort into really breaking down. You're starting to see it a little more. I think the illustration that the ABKC came out with was a great idea to get it where I don't agree with it for the XL, maybe for the standard, definitely not for the pocket.
I think they tweaked their standards when they got that new website too. If y'all checked out that,
I haven't been back on there to see
Yeah.
that. Okay, last time I went on there, it wasn't up, and so you know what? Cool. I need to go back on there and look at that
because they basically asking, like you said, the same thing, just bully features. Like you to me, you know what an American Bully is supposed to be. It's not supposed to have a round head. It's supposed to have a square blocky head with the softball cheeks. You know what it's supposed to look like. And then that's why I'd be like, all right, you can have an extreme dog, but you on that line of you going over. Like, all right, you starting to get the round heads. I ain't gonna name no dogs out here, but you starting to get a little more of the round
I think
heads.
I know you talk about.
You know what I'm saying? You're starting to get less of the cheeks, less of the definition in the face, but they just massive. So we're like, that's a big dog. I'm gonna breed to that. Where it's like you could take your time because you can get the mass in 2-3 breedings.
Well, let's ask Lou Blood this, since Lou Blood is on here, and I know Lou Blood started with the American Bullies like everybody else. So why did you walk away from the American Bullies?
Actually, I started with the Bulldogs, and I got introduced to the American Bullies at a Bulldog show. So I already had American Bullies and didn't even know it, to tell you the truth. So that's why my vision of this game has always been left field, because I already had mixed pit bulls when I learned about the American Bully, and my mixed pit bulls were pit bull mixed with English Bulldog. And I had did that because I had already had Watchdog Gaff Blue Noses.
Okay, there you go. Okay.
I took my Watchdog Gaff Blue Noses and I bred them with my Red Boy Jocko Jeep dogs. So I had show dogs that were a little high strung. So I took those and bred those to my English Bulldogs.
And those dogs that you're talking about right now, sorry to interrupt, but those dogs that you're talking about right now are still the backbone, technically, of what started the American Bully.
And I didn't even know it, because my first litter of puppies, I know it's going to sound like cap, but I'm telling the complete truth. My first litter of bully puppies, when I sold some of those puppies, this dude came back asking me, was the puppy off Dax? And I didn't even know who Dax was.
You lying. I'll just fucking with you. I'll just fucking with you, Lou. Go ahead.
I got the same business card right now. I got that same business card that I had that puppy on, and I guarantee I'll post that business card after this live, and I'll tag you. And you tell me if that puppy don't look like he's off Dax. But he was a Bulldog mix.
We ain't even gonna talk about Dax today. We ain't even gonna get into that. But
well, I mean,
you know why he look like
Dax
Dax,
really bred anyway. You know what I'm saying?
No, but that's why when people that's why when people were saying, well, people were doing American Bullies in the 90s. No. This mix of breed been happening way before the 90s.
There was bullies before the term bully came out. You feel me?
Yeah.
That's what they just were the first ones to throw a name on it and then ran with it. And so now they're trying to shift it to a certain type of look.
And people were saying that that's bully as a whole. Like you can see a bulldog and say that's bully, or a pit bull that was real muscular and say that's bully. They just took
Well,
it in
we would say that because
Grab that business card right now. Hold on, let me grab it.
we
I
would
know
say if
y'all
we saw a pit bull that
hold
was
on.
more muscular or thicker bone, we would be like, bam, he's bullier than the other pit. They were 100% pit bulls. And then at some point they took that, they ran with that expression bully, and it became, well, just like they ran with the expression, that's an XL. That's an XL pit bull. You know what I'm saying? They just ran with it and turned it into something.
And then y'all still got bully pits.
Can you see that?
There's no such thing as bully pit.
Listen, I ain't gonna cap. I know a guy on IG who got some bully pits, and they nice. I ain't even gonna hold.
Am I reaching out?
Yeah, I can see it.
You see what I'm saying?
Okay, and those are your dogs, Lou.
This was my first litter.
What was that again? What did you breed for that? What did you cross?
Watchdog Gaff to Red Bull Jocko, back to my Bulldogs.
English Bulldogs.
That's my first litter.
Looks like an American bully to me.
Hey, they husky for real.
Hey.
And that was what year?
It says established in 2000. That's what the bottom of the card say. It
so
says
look, you had them dogs in 2000, right?
Yep.
You say they bully, right?
It says it right on the card at the bottom, right here. It says established in 2000.
And ABKC is what, 2000?
But that's why I said these dogs have been here. That's why even when people talk about exotics, I'm like, listen, bro, these dogs were being created. They just weren't a dog that people wanted to see.
Just the back of the card. These are the Bulldogs. Look, it's a two-sided card. Bullies on one side, Bulldogs on the other. I ain't never hit shit.
There you go.
Anybody hand you a business card that got Bulldogs on one side and bullies?
So what made you stray away from the American bully?
Yeah.
I don't know. I just liked the exotics better. I rolled over into the Shorty Bulls, and the Shorty Bulls really didn't have no momentum. So I just started messing with the exotics more. I like the American bullies, but I was just following the hype, kind of. You know what I mean?
Ain't nothing wrong with that. I don't think there's nothing wrong with it, at least.
And my Bulldogs weren't traditional Bulldogs. My Bulldogs had bows. So, like, over the years, like Rob Carter Bull, he never wants to give the bows the credit to the Bulldog. I don't know where he thinks the bows come from, but my Bulldogs had bows.
Well, hey, Avalon says, does the AKC even recognize the Fluffy?
No.
Yes.
The AKC does not recognize the Fluffy.
How do you think do you think people are paying $200,000 for these dogs with no papers?
Hey, well, that's gonna be.
No, hold on. They might hang papers through the AKC.
You think ain't nobody called AKC by now?
The AKC does not recognize. You can't take that Fluffy into an AKC show ring.
No, recognizing it and awarding it show points is two different things.
I heard they had the Fluffy Frenchies though. It was already a small group breeding them.
Yeah, but are people just registering them as regular Frenchies?
Registering them as regular Frenchies.
AKC
is not recognizing
a dog, and you green behind the ears. You ain't gonna call AKC and ask no questions. You think people ain't been calling AKC?
People don't ask questions.
So they hanging papers.
I would have to agree with Lou Blood on that because I'm sure there is somebody that called and said, "Hey, I got a blue Merle Fluffy Frenchie."
Yeah, look, just yesterday in the Frenchie world, this lady got exposed for playing people out of $187,000 on 4 dogs.
True.
You think people ain't been calling AKC, doing background checks, or just asking questions? When you losing $90,000, $50,000, $60,000, you gonna call somebody and ask some questions somewhere, or even when.
So you're basically saying that AKC. They separated from the show ring, but they know what's going on.
Accepts them, but doesn't accept them in a show ring. Now, I don't know if I agree with that, but I will agree with Lou Blood when somebody didn't call. Somebody didn't call and somebody didn't check a lot. I agree with that.
$60,000 is a lot of money for a dog. And they going for $250. Valentine is one of the most famous fluffy Frenchies right now. And Valentine just produced $1 million litter. She costs $250.
Hey, my Frenchie will be at the hair salon getting a weave put in before I spend that much money.
She just had like 7 puppies. And he wants like between 3 to 5 for the puppy. So you do the math. That's simple math.
Hey yo.
So you think ain't nobody called AKC with these type of numbers being spewed out? You know what I mean?
Oh no.
But I
That
came
shit's
on
crazy.
to speak on what Daryl asked a few minutes ago. He asked a question and made a statement about them wanting to know the truth in these fluffies, and they don't want to know the truth in these fluffies. They
breeding in the Pekingese, ain't they?
Rob, you know I'm always a sauce king, so I'm over.
Oh
breeding
yeah,
in
but
the
hey, and I've also seen you speak on this before. They don't even want to know the truth with the exotics either.
Right. So the same shit I went through in the bullies, I'm here I am. I'm right back going through this shit in the Frenchies. But in the Frenchies, these fools got so much money. The ones that really don't want to know, they don't want to know. They locking into the dog. They don't want to know. You know what I'm saying? So I'm already at like 10 lock-ins on the dog, and he's a sauce dog.
Right.
Hey, but hey, I take offense to that, bro. Lou Blood, bro. You're not the sauce king, bro. You might be, you might be the prince. You might be the prince. You might be the prince, bro. But I'm the king, bro. I'm the king. I'm the sauce king over here.
People know about fudge, bro. A lot of people know about fudge. They might not admit it in the public room, but in them private chats, a lot of people know about that dog, bro.
Definitely.
A lot of people. And so now I got a dog named Jerry Curl that I done rolled out into the.
Oh my god! Hey, now, all right. Wait a minute, Daryl. Wait a minute. Hey, now go ahead, Daryl. Now, what's wrong with that?
That name I like.
Okay.
Yeah, his name Jerry Curl. So
man,
I made a comment. I made a comment about it when you guys were talking about Cumrag. I said, man, I got a dog named Jerry Curl. Is his name appropriate? Because he's a.
I like Jerry Curl. I like that, especially for the West Coast.
You know
I mean, I feel like this, man. Whatever you want to name your dog, man.
This boy, I'm passing on that fluff. And with him being a sauce dog, I'm cornering my market because you don't even have to be a carrier to get fluffies when you breed to my dog. Because people don't understand, he's a whole nother breed. You see what I'm saying? So when you're making hybrids, that first generation is not going to be the same as you breeding two Frenchie carriers together, or a Frenchie that's a non-carrier to a fluffy.
Is this genetic talk that you assume, or is this something that you put together several times and you saying like, okay, this is what it is?
I assumed first and then realized this actual genetic talk. So I was assuming and then did the research, and my assumptions were correct.
And your assumptions became correct when you actually did the breedings?
No, I've only bred them twice. I got more lock-ins than breedings, and the 2 breedings I did was only a month ago. But when I rolled him out as a stud, people reached out to me to validate what I was doing, and they confided in me, showing me their F1 and F2s bred the same way that I'm breeding him, and they've showed me photo proof that this is what it's going to do.
Do you believe that F1s and F2s are necessary to create?
I think they're necessary to even keep the breed going, because even with the exotics, people keep on making this statement, if you mixing, you moving backwards. Man, that sounds like the chalkboard scratching when I hear people say that in the exotic world. If you still mixing,
that shit made me
backwards.
I hate that sound.
F2s and F3s. There ain't no generational exotic. And they use
okay, so all right, hold on. Let me in defense of the exotic.
Not American Bully though, exotics.
Yeah, exactly. So for those exotics, how do you get the exotic into a breed if you're constantly bringing another breed into it every few generations?
You're not bringing another breed.
Or is it not a point to
back up front? It's not another breed because it already took these breeds to make this dog. So when all you're doing is bringing one of the breeds closer back, you're not even really mixing.
Yeah, but see, Daryl feels that if you bring that dog back up front, then it's a totally different breed again.
It's not because that's how I won a lot of my bulldog shows when I was breeding Odies was with my F2s because I was keeping the EB right there. And the EB Odie comes
if you're bringing. So like for instance, with the Dogo, the
you can't be mixing with a breed that's already in the DNA makeup.
Well, hey, hold on. Hey, TNT was finna say something. Go ahead, bro.
Okay.
First joint I was about to ask you, like, you know what I'm saying? Y'all the exotic dudes. So I was about to ask you, I seen this one dog. I ain't gonna say his name, he a champion exotic. But to me, I'm like, he moving good. He look, but is he exotic? You know what I'm saying? Because there's a lot of debates on the exotics of look versus it's not the blood. You feel me?
No, the debate is it's a look, not a breed. But I think it's a look of a breed.
Like you could have
Yeah,
exotic
I
blood,
think
but
I
if it
think it's
don't
too
match
early
the
to
look,
call a
it's a
breed.
bully. You feel me? That's what they be saying.
I think it's a look of a breed. I think exotic bully is a breed, and I think that breed has a look. It has to have a look. An exotic bully has to look different than an American bully.
Can the exotic be functional and still be exotic?
Yeah, because an
I
exotic
believe so.
has shorty bull in it, and shorty bulls are very functional.
That's what I'm saying. I seen this one exotic. What's his name? Champion Bowser. Is he exotic? Do y'all consider
Yeah,
him
that's his
exotic?
name. That's his name.
Do y'all consider that an exotic? Because he looked like a good dog, just a flat
I
out
mean, you
good
want to
dog.
know something based on his pictures? I would consider him exotic, but I seen a video of him that kind of makes me like, I don't know.
Yeah, the video in the ring. Some people was like, "That's not exotic." I'm like, "What do you mean that's not?" That's why I'm confused. Like, what? What make a dog exotic? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but
I mean, to me, the exotic has to have the bows. But see, people believe just because your dog have bows and no tail that it's exotic. Now, it becomes okay. You have exotics and you have exotics that are being used. Let's say that. You feel me?
Yeah.
And these are two different type of dogs. I mean, that's the only way that I can explain it.
Right. But yeah, that's what I wanted to come on to tell Daryl is like, they don't want to know what's really going on over here in the Frenchies, and they're spending a lot of money on lies. A lot of money on lies.
Keep it a buck. Get some Pekingese in there.
Hey.
Keep it a buck. Because ain't no way all y'all getting all these fluffies. Like, ain't no way.
Man, look.
That's what my sauce dog is, bro.
Hey, we don't keep. I ain't gonna lie, bro. We don't keep it a buck over here. We keep it 99.99. You assume the rest.
That's what my sauce dog is, bro.
What up with you, Jason?
That's exactly what my sauce dog is, and every day
you keep it 100 though. That's why, like, you know what I'm saying. I can fuck with that. I'm like, all right, at least you saying what it is. Most niggas try, bro. I'm breeding Frenchie. Come on, bro.
Every day I got a few people that's inboxing me telling me that I'm stupid, I'm on crack, this is not what they are. Like every day I got a couple people saying I'm hella dumb, and I got a couple people saying salute, you're on the right track. Look what my homegirl did. Look what my boy bought. Look what the man around the corner got. Like there's a lot of people that are reaching out to me, validating my theory. So
I mean, I feel like if you happy with what you're doing, bro, all them inboxes, bro, whoever taking the time out to inbox you to tell you stupid, bro, these are some miserable motherfuckers.
I just got free rent space in your head. You know what I mean? And you took the time to really contact me about my dog. So
yeah, so TNT, what do you breed? Do you breed exotics or American bullies, or what do you breed?
I breed pockets, bro.
Oh, you breed pockets. Okay. I mean, do you have any titles behind your dogs, or?
I'm gonna keep it a buck with you. I'm new in the game. I spent like 4 years outside of it, and I'm 2 years, you feel me, with the dogs, my own personal dogs.
Okay.
But I like to learn. I wasn't even in the bullies at first. You know? I was in the game dogs. I was in the pit bulls heavy. Like I did not like bullies at first, bro. But then I got bullied just because I wasn't allowed pit bulls where I was at the time. So I was like, I'm gonna get the next best thing. So I grabbed a bully. I was gonna breed game dogs at first. You feel me? But that wasn't a look. I ain't have enough space and time for that. Cause then you really gotta work them dogs and all that. And I ain't have the space and time for it. So I hopped in the bullies. Now I got pockets. I got a 14-inch male right now. He off a Beelzebub and Harley Quinn. And Beelzebub's off a Demon Boy, but I'm working with him. I've got him jumping on tables. He just turned a year now. I ain't open them up for stud yet. My female, she about to go in the heat. She off the Lee Bully Garage's Ted. And he kind of like an extreme dog. He kind of like he too big to be exotic, so I call him extreme. You feel what I'm saying?
Hey Rob.
Oh, okay.
Excuse me.
I mean, so are you trying to head towards a show ring, or are you just looking for that the functional dog that carries breed type?
I'm looking for the functional dog that carries breed type that can win in the show ring. I ain't gonna hold you. I want it all. I want an all-around dog. I want a dog that can, you feel me? I ain't stupid. You ain't about to take the dog in no 80, 85, 90-degree weather. I'm not there yet, but I'm of 75, 77. He can move.
I mean, but why not? I mean, I live in California. My exotics stay outside, and we be getting 105, 110, and everything out here.
Yeah, we get
I just ain't had a
110.
chance to test it real. You know what I'm saying? I ain't have a chance to really test. I tested them the limits one time. You know what I'm saying? We was running outside. We was playing outside. It was about 90. That was too hot. Had him running. I was playing fetching and everything. I was working him out there. That was too much. But he cool out there. He's sunbathing and everything. My girl too. But she got a soft palate. I'm trying to breathe that out too. You feel me? Like she be snorting. Try and breathe that out. That's why I got my male. He ain't got that problem.
Oh, I mean, and people gotta understand too. Just because your dog breathes like that, it's not always necessarily the palate, bro. They nasal way can be constructed, bro, based
I
on
ain't
their
even think about
stenosis.
that
If
for
it's
real.
not round enough, then it's
Mhm.
not gonna be good enough.
Right.
I gotta look into that then.
Yeah, definitely look into it, bro. And that's why I said you got to look at the dogs, and that's the only thing with the champion exotic Bowser. He's a nice dog, but his
He
nasal passage is screwed. You feel
he
me?
not
And
a
to me, that
yeah. Go ahead. My fault.
oh no, you all go right. Oh, right. Hey, bro, we be talking, man. If you want to talk, all you gotta do is speak up and talk.
You know what I'm saying? He don't look like a bully to me. That's why I'm like, he gotta be an exotic because he's not a bully. That's not a pocket. A pocket supposed to look like a standard. And a standard, you feel me? They all supposed to look alike.
Yeah, but that's
They
why I think
don't.
Devontae came up with that clean exotic movement to give it that middle spot for dogs like that. You feel me?
That's another chalkboard scratch to me. When I hear clean
I mean, I feel you, but it's more. But like I said, to have that middle part for those type of dogs that don't fit in, it's like fuck it, put them there. I don't give a shit.
Where would it not fit in though?
Because
A clean exotic is a dope ass American bully to me. It's not exotic because it's clean. So it's
yeah, but
I
it
don't
doesn't
feel
fit
like it's
that.
an
But it doesn't
American.
fit the.
You feel me? I don't think it's a
Go ahead.
bully. I don't think a clean exotic is a bully.
A clean exotic is an American bully, and
I
it's
don't
clean.
think that. You feel
It's
me?
not exotic.
I mean, I think from what, and this is my personal opinion, but from what Devontae was meaning, I believe that the clean exotic does fit the American bully standard. It's just a shorter dog. It's just a shorter dog than the actual standard. But people started calling their dogs clean exotics because they didn't fit the exotic standard. I mean, a bunch of people just got a bunch of fucked up dogs that they call like you got people that like now they got a standard exotic now, bro.
What is the
And
standard?
they got the mini.
Yeah, they got a fucking standard exotic. They got a pocket exotic. They got all that shit now.
But ain't nobody really put rules on the exotic. You know what I'm saying? So when the registry
These
take it
rules on
over,
the
they just
exotic, people don't go to the exotic registries with their exotic opinions. They want to give exotic opinions in the ABKC registry. Well, of course, there ain't going to be no rules for.
I'm glad you said that, bro.
Because they don't even recognize them.
Who's the home registry of the exotics? Because I don't
The
even know where to go
USBR.
to look for
The
the, you know what I'm saying, anything.
ABR gets a heavier push, but the USBR is the home of the exotics. The USBR calls the exotic bullies by breed exotic bully. ABR calls the exotic bully by breed a hybrid bull. I don't want my shit called no hybrid bull.
Yeah, but ABR is switching it over to 3 generations that look consistent. Then they'll change their paperwork to exotic.
Right out
And then, but see, and then what's crazy is the IBR. Your exotic is an American bully in an IBR.
Fuck that. Nah. I want my exotic bully to be called an exotic bully. And USBR is the only one that calls an exotic bully right out the gate on paperwork.
But doesn't the USBR have a hybrid too?
No. And with the USBR, I could take my French bulldog and breed it to my English bulldog and send that motherfucker in, and they're gonna register my litter as exotic bullies.
Yeah, see, I think I like the way ABR is doing it better.
I don't want my shit called no hybrid bull. Fuck that. We know it's already a hybrid, but I don't want it called that.
So is the exotic just a hybrid then? Because most niggas on my side don't know what an exotic is. They don't even know what making
exotic is a hybrid
exotic.
bully, but I don't want it called that. Like I want it called an exotic. If we're calling them exotics, I want where is it gonna fit?
So shouldn't we be pushing to separate the exotic from the American bully?
It's separated already.
Yeah, but see, the only people that feel the exotic is not separated from the American bully is American bully breeders because they looking for some bullshit to spew.
Right. They keep coming over in our yard talking shit. Like, no, go back over there.
I ain't gonna lie, they do be using exotics.
Huh?
They do be using exotics. The pocket breeders especially be using exotics.
and they want to keep
Especially-
Bro, if you've seen a picture of the worst American bully you ever seen, and people pointed out the flaws on that American bully, there's gonna be 90 people in the comments talking about exotics. You feel me? They don't know how to. American bully breeders cannot get it. Listen, if we are talking about the American bully and how flawed the American bully is, this has nothing to do with the exotic. And somebody told me, well, no, people are breeding exotics to pockets. Okay, well, they're fucking up both the breeds because y'all don't
That's
want
a
them, and neither
fact.
do we. You feel me?
Yeah,
Straight up.
that's a
And the
fact.
people, but see, the thing is people were coming in being sold. You feel me? By hype. You feel me? And in actual reality, bro, I don't want. If you bred your exotic to a pocket, bro, I don't even want to talk to you.
I think a clean exotic is an extreme pocket bully.
I think a clean exotic is its own thing, honestly. Because can you be like, to me, exotic? You got exotic, but you got babe, you got
I mean, I don't think it's his own. I don't think it's his own thing, because that's just like saying, like, even when Rick came out with the miniature American bully, I don't think it's his own thing. You know, all you're doing is taking dogs that don't fit a standard and putting them somewhere, calling them something in between.
Yeah, but the exotic been around for so long. I just feel like it's got to be its own thing at this point now. It's been
Yeah, the
around for
exotic, but we're talking about the clean exotic and the miniature American bully. People are finding places, creating trends for dogs that don't fit a certain standard.
I think the exotic is the only dog that's not clean out of all the dog breeds.
Well, it's not supposed to be clean.
I see why you say that, because it's built off of the formies and whatnot, like the bow.
Yeah, but the exotic standard says that this dog is supposed to look like it looks, slight bows, slight this, slight that. I'm not saying I agree with it, but when people say, well, y'all need to breed to a standard, and there's a standard that people are breeding to, what's the problem now? Now the problem becomes the standard. But this is the American bully breeders, once again, who say, well, you have to breed to a standard, and then the American bully has a standard, but they don't even like that.
Right. And the reason why I stand so hard against exotic is because I follow Toby Santos, and he's, part of the head of the USBR, and he's an active breeder. And he's always saying, we don't recognize no clean exotic. So if the USBR is the flagship registry for the exotic bullies, and the president is sitting there saying, we don't recognize an exotic bully, then it's like, well, how you guys gonna force this agenda if the face of this movement is saying we don't accept it? Why y'all still pushing it? Like, who did y'all check in with? What big homie did you tap in with?
I mean, the only thing that I'm seeing, bro, is American bully breeders are never gonna be satisfied with anything, bro. With anything, bro. They don't like exotics because exotics didn't have a standard. Now exotics have a standard. They've been had a standard for years.
Now you
and
clean one.
But
American
bully breeders don't know that.
One, the American bully people didn't have a problem with the exotics because they didn't have a standard. American bully people had a problem with the exotics because the exotic people were promoting so many extreme deformities.
Yeah, but they said we didn't have a standard.
Listen,
yeah, who cares about? I don't even care about that.
Them bows don't
standards
be
for the show ring. They don't be slight, they be crazy.
Yo,
the other thing is
the
clean exotic movement was one of the best things that ever happened to the exotic.
Yeah, but like Lou Blood saying, but who recognizes the clean exotic?
Why can't the exotic, be clean?
All they needed to do was start breeding cleaner and healthier exotics. That's all the clean exotic was a healthier version.
Major registry is stamping that movement.
You don't need it. You don't need a registry to stamp any registries.
They didn't stamp exotics at first. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, we do. Yeah, we've been having a registry. We've been having a registry, and it's been stamped.
But the other thing is,
and we've been had a standard.
Exotic breed. He said the clean exotic movement, and without the clean exotic movement, I believe we still be seeing a lot of fucked up little dogs.
Yeah, but think about this: when you look
a lot of them just don't want to say clean exotic because they don't.
But look at this though, Daryl. When you look at the clean exotic movement, and then you treat it like it's a different dog, and then you look at what Rick Gomez created, which is the miniature American bully. And then you look at that as its own thing. How can
a different dog?
But
You
what I'm
can't
saying is,
make
how
the
can
I don't
any of
think he
miniature
this?
treated it
American
like
bully.
it was
That's
a
the
different dog.
pocket.
I think what he was doing was saying my dog's better than the rest of yours. I think that's what he
But
was
this,
doing
but
when he
look, but
came up
Daryl,
with the
check this
clean
out.
exotic
How
movement.
can you take a dog that comes from something that already exists and then just call it something different because it doesn't fit the standard?
Because it was a movement, not a
Then
breed,
they do.
not a class. Like with Rick Gomez,
No, because
when Rick
Rick
Gomez comes
Rick
up
has
with
a
the miniature
registry that
American
supports
bully,
the miniature
there is
American
no
bully.
miniature
And they
American
call it
bully.
breed.
The miniature American bully is the pocket. There is no miniature
Thank you.
American bully. There's really
And
no,
the,
when we're talking about dogs, there's no such thing as
No, because the
XLs and
miniature American
pockets.
bully.
There's
Okay, well,
standards,
this
giants,
is
he's
teacups.
supposed to be a toy American bully, if anything. That's the toy. If that
Toy
miniature is
American
supposed to
bully.
that's supposed to be the toy. The pocket is already the mini because it's a standard.
American bully is the pocket.
And then the XL is
So
supposed to
when
be the
Rick Gomez
giant.
said
But
no,
we, you know
and
what I'm saying?
exactly, and with no disrespect to Rick, because I think Rick is cool and I like what he's done. But Rick's dog was initially supposed to be a exotic. Then Devontae came with the clean exotic movement. Rick was on that, but his dogs got more bully
no.
looking. And then
Rick
he
dogs
started
were
calling it the
Rick
clean
dogs were
American bully.
American bullies. Rick did his first exotic breed, and he did to
Nah, he was using other breeds to get it to where it is. Those weren't American. The minute he started
bro. Rick
breeding
was
out
competing
and
in
admitting
the
it, it's no longer.
competing in the American bully show ring.
And his dog was too small.
Uh-huh.
His dog was
You
too
feel
small.
me?
Didn't fit in.
What did he breed? What did he breed it with to get it too small?
Probably just keeping the smallest dogs out of the breeders. But then he started breeding to exotic dogs.
After
This
he
is later on.
shunned out
Got
of
you.
the bully
Okay,
class.
I got you. But still, there's the miniature American bully is the pocket. Now, if he wants to come up with the teacup and a registry that registers American bullies is willing to take the teacup, then cool. But right now, the miniature American bully is the pocket. You know what I'm
No,
saying?
because the miniature
This is just
American
the way
bully is
dogs are
smaller
done.
than the pocket class.
All right, but
No,
there's
the
no such
standard.
thing
You have
as
a
pockets
standard, and
in
below
other
the
dogs
standard
but
is
the
the
bully.
miniature.
So you know what I'm saying? The bully
Yeah,
is the
you
mini
have
of the standard.
miniature,
No, the
standard,
miniature is
and
below the
giant.
pocket.
The XL is the giant.
The miniature is below the pocket.
The miniature is not real because it's
The
the pocket.
pocket.
You feel me?
It's
The
below the
miniature,
pocket though. Rick couldn't compete
but the
because his
pocket
dog
ain't a
wasn't
real
tall
dog
enough.
term.
You're not getting what I'm saying. In the dog world, there's no such thing as pocket and XL. There's no such thing as classic. Every breed has a classic style dog. Every breed has that. Every version of every breed has a thinner, less bone style. That's the working dog typically. That's the working version. So when you're looking at American bullies, the truth is we have miniatures, which we call pocket. I mean, we have the miniature, which we call pocket. We have the standard, which we call standard. We have the classic, which shouldn't really exist. It's just a thinner version. And then we have the XL, which is really the giant. So when Rick says, okay, I'm coming with the miniature,
I see how you breaking it down, but the
no,
way
it's not me though.
wouldn't
That's the way dogs are done.
same dog.
Huh?
The way you breaking it down,
Exactly. The classic and this, you don't have different classes for dogs and they're the same height. That don't make sense.
So the
It has
classic
to be a height
is the
differential.
same dog is what you breaking down in, right?
I just read the classic
That's
standard
exactly
recently,
what it is.
and it's
Right.
supposed to have a more pit bull look to it. It's supposed to, you know what I'm saying, have the original bully look to it, and also but have bully features.
But look at what look what happens with the classic. As the standard gets more extreme, the classic starts to turn into the old version of the standard.
I definitely agree with you, but you know what I'm saying. What it says something different than what's going on. Because you read
Oh
it,
yeah,
you be like,
but
you know what
and
I'm
that's
saying?
why. Yep, I agree 100%. But so when you say miniature American bully, nah, there's no miniature American bully. You could
Okay,
maybe
but
push
for you,
the
okay,
teacup,
so if that's
because
the
at
case,
some
then
point somebody's gonna do it right.
but if you say, but Daryl, if you saying there's no, if you can say that there's no miniature American bully, then that's why Lou Blood says that there's no such thing as a clean exotic. Same reasons.
Because the clean exotic was a style. Rick is trying to turn the miniature American bully to an actual breed. The clean
Yeah, but I
exotic
think
was
so.
just
But I think
style of
Devontae,
the
if I'm not
exotic.
mistaken, I think Devontae was trying to do the same thing with the
Yeah, they
clean
were trying to do the
exotic.
same thing with the clean exotic. They were
I
trying to make that.
I don't mind
He
if
might have
exotics
y'all
had
let
a
him,
slight
but that's not how
high rear,
dogs work.
slight easty westy, slight bold and all that, but they should still be somewhat clean like a dog. You know what I'm saying? I don't know any other breed of dog that's not clean.
Now there's a lot of other
You
dogs.
know,
That's
so
the deformity is what makes it unclean in whatever breeds it is.
I understand, but I like a slight
but
east
you
west,
have to fix
a
that.
slight high rear, and a slight bow.
Okay, but
Slight,
okay, well,
you know
let's
what I'm
say
saying?
this,
I'm okay
TNT.
with. All right.
But TNT, let's say this: if that is the exotic standard, technically by standard, that dog is clean and healthy.
Hey, yeah, it fits its standard.
No, there's
Is
no
the
such
dog
thing as
healthy
by
for a
standard.
standard, or
The
is the dog
species
healthy?
does
You know what I'm saying?
the species judges what is healthy.
Oh, stop it,
The
Gerald.
species judges that. It does.
Right.
Because the minute you flatten that face, the species gonna make you less able to breathe. The minute you want a greyhound to run as fast as it can, the species gonna say that's too much, so I'm gonna let it break its legs every now and then. The species judges what is healthy, not
Okay,
our little.
so okay, well,
whatever
if that's the
come up
case,
with
we
as
have
humans.
exotics that are live from the time of the exotic being here. So is that healthy?
It's a healthy dog if it's 15 years old. No matter if it could barely walk or
If it's
not.
15 years old, you healthy. If you 15 years old, that was great. The
You
species
gotta
said, you
show
know
me
what, we're
exotic
gonna
at
sign
15.
off
I
on
ain't gonna
this.
hold. I ain't never seen that.
Yeah, I want to
You
see
gotta
that.
show me that.
I want to see that too.
Somebody just had one on the live yesterday.
But you know what I'm saying?
Yo, send me they live.
Anything
Send me they
that
page.
goes beyond 10 years, that's the species signing off. Like, bam, we approve.
Right.
And that's why I say this whole dog thing is beyond written standards. And the registry is here to be my secretary. Keep track of my paperwork. That's it. That's all I need you for.
That's why I love USBR.
You
they
can't
let me do what I want to do within reason, but they let me do what I want to do.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like I done
You know what I'm
created
saying?
my own shorty bulls just from breeding Frenchies and Englishes back and forth to each other, and I did it so many times. I just wrote on that motherfucking shorty bull. Like,
Yo, you see,
But that's why I
them
feel.
Blue
But
Wave
that's why I
Bulldogs.
feel the
No, they're
exotic
not
never
supposed to
needed a
let
standard.
you do that.
well, oops.
No, but see, but that's why I feel the exotic never needed a
Jimmy
standard
Sweet
because
was
we were
taking
all
Track of my paperwork, damn it. This is what I did.
the exotic community was already headed in the right
$2.
way.
Send my shit back.
You said, Rob, you said it was headed in the right way?
I said I believe the exotic community was already headed in the right way, bro. But people start trying to implement things into it, like the clean exotic and these
Nah.
standards and everything. Like this
No,
is what
I
made
didn't
the
Dude,
say
if
exotic
it
better.
wasn't for the clean exotic movement, I don't
That's
believe
okay.
exotics.
I could tell you. I could tell you this.
believe
No, hold on. Check this out, Daryl. That's bullshit. That's bullshit. Because if you look at the banner that Devontae made when the clean exotic movement was going on, he picked dogs that were already here over a year too old.
No, I agree. I agree that there were other dogs in existence, but I think by him creating that movement and putting it out there, it made it okay for people to start bringing them elbows in a little bit and
It caused distraction
start
and
to create
divide. That's all that movement did was cause a distraction and a further divide because
Man, it's good because you don't see as many fucked up exotics being posted like you did.
But we were already headed that way. See, we're talking
I'm
about
not
the
gonna
exotic
lie.
hasn't been
Y'all-
around that
I
long,
don't
and people
know.
are talking about the first few years of what they seen from the exotic, and then people start implementing shit
I
just to
give you that.
separate themselves and give their dogs a class and give their dogs their own
the
fucking
last
class
2-3
to stand
years, y'all
in.
been doing good. The
in
last
my
2-3 years,
eyes-
I've been seeing some nice
That's
ones.
possible.
And in my eyes, that clean exotic didn't
possible.
really take off as they anticipated it. I still only see a small group of people hollering at clean
But I'm
exotic.
gonna
It's growing though. It's growing.
But
though.
what are they
How
won't
long
say,
is it
like, I know groups of people in the exotic community that refuse to say Devontae's name, refuse to say the word clean exotic. They'll come up with another word for it.
I agree with that.
More functional.
Oh,
It's
No,
more
I agree with
functional.
that.
Nah,
Or
it's the clean exotic.
cleaner dog. I agree with that. I definitely agree with that.
It's a cleaner dog. You know what I'm saying? But they won't put
all
the word
chalkboard scratching at me though. So
and
when I
exotic.
hear, like my vet told me a long time ago. He said every time you come in here for a health certificate, I laugh because there's no such thing as healthy and bulldog in the same sentence.
I agree with that. I
could agree with that.
English Bulldog was the first exotic. I kind of agree with that.
I see
So
that.
every time you ask for a health certificate, this is just to keep the lights on because
Daryl Jones say UKC on time. ABR been waiting 5 weeks for papers. I mean, it's because of COVID, man. Because of COVID.
I just say, bro, buckle down. I still ain't getting my paperwork. We about 4 months in. You know what I'm saying?
Hey,
Buckle
Rob,
down, bro.
Hey Rob, I want to backpedal a little bit. You know who Vincent is, right? With D1 Kennels.
No,
You never heard of D1 Kennels back in the day?
I heard of D1 Kennels. Yes.
Okay. I thought you knew who Vincent was. He was kind of like the head of D1 Kennels. I wanted to see if you've seen the new dogs that they just rolled out. They got the exotic fluffies. You haven't seen them, huh?
I've seen exotic fluffy. I've seen it on Instagram.
That black.
But
when do we stop, bro? When do we stop and just focus on?
I mean, TNT, I would have to agree with you on this one. My pocket breeder. When the fuck does it stop? But see, think about it. Everybody, they cannot compete.
One thing.
We just now starting, baby.
Bro, they cannot compete, so they create a lane. But my thing is this:
they have fire. They are definitely competitors. They're just keeping up with the times, though. They could compete. D1 Kennels got some badass bulls. They're just keeping up with the times.
Yo, if you
listen.
want a fluffy dog, just call it something else. Stop tagging
A Pomeranian, a Yorkie, you can come in my house. You're not coming in my house, no fluffy ass Frenchie, bro, or no bald eagle ass bully. It's not happening.
I've been seeing them bald Frenchies, man. I ain't fucking with that either.
Yeah, I thought.
Now, I'm not saying against people. I'm not saying I'm against people buying it. I'm not saying I'm against people creating it because I don't give a shit.
But sadly, I can say you ain't gonna be hitting me for no fluffy sauce soon.
Oh, no, not at all.
Damn.
Not at all. Now you might have some other sauce over there, but not at all. I don't want no hairless or no. I don't want, bro. I don't want a dog to have long hair if it's not supposed to.
Well, my dog is supposed to. My dog is definitely supposed to have long hair, and I'm just here to help spread the hair. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, to me, it's just pointless, bro. To me, it's just something pointless to do. It's something pointless to have. That's just my opinion, bro. Y'all motherfuckers I can't even say that live. I ain't even gonna say it.
I love hearing Rob talk about a pointless dog. I never get to hear Rob speak along these lines.
You know, when Rob talking about pointless dogs,
I think what I was finna say, I'll call you, Daryl, when the live is over, and I'll say what I'm finna say, but I can't say that live, bro. I'll probably have my page banned if I say that. But y'all, I'll say it like this. Y'all are keeping up with time by putting this long hair on these male dogs.
Hey, okay. Hey, Daryl, have you seen the new Fluffy XL, Daryl?
Oh, hey, how about that? I'll say it like that.
Don't start, Lou.
Oh, my bad.
Don't start. Don't start that, dude.
We got one out here today, man. That dog looked crazy. I put hands on it at the show this summer. That dog
was at a show?
Yeah, I took pictures of it. I put hands on it.
Come on, bro. When do we just stop, bro?
Bro. Hey, well, I'll say this. I'm over here counting down, bro. I hope my bitch took, bro. If my bitch took with this Giagi stud I use, bro.
Giagi, sir?
So it was an indirect Giagi.
Speaking of that,
he said, indirect. Hey, no, it was a direct Giagi son, bro.
Oh, well, you said type or something like that. Was it indirect?
Bro, I use a direct Giagi grandson, bro.
Okay. So that's an indirect.
I'm my dad's direct son. What?
That's a second generation son.
Oh my gosh!
You use a second generation son.
You feel me? Nah, but hey, I think I'm finna drop some fire, man. I mean, I'm a little concerned about the shit that come with the exotic, but you know, like I said, I mean, my job is to keep doing what I do. Like I said, bro, my dogs work. My dogs work, and if they can't, I'm still gonna keep them. They just gonna sit on the couch, but they gonna. I mean, I'm trying to get them to work.
At least
my fluff works. So if you want to put some athleticism with long hair in there, man, tap in, man. I got videos of my dog chasing ducks.
Bro, listen. I am not turning my dog into a transformer. Okay.
Soft mouth.
My dog getting busy, bro. I got the most athletic pockets out here. With breed type. I'm trying to tell you, most athletic pockets with breed type out here, man.
Well,
I'm about at you, mean, bro.
There you go.
They jump on picnic tables and
there
all
you go.
that.
See, and it's the pocket that they keep. Like we're supposed to be, the XL and the pocket are supposed to be chasing the standard. But to me, what's happening is they're getting more and more extreme with the pocket, and then the standard and the XL is
but the pocket is fucking flirting with dwarfism on his own on the lower end.
You don't like
Some
that?
of them are.
Some
Some
of
of
them
them
are.
are.
Oh, I do. I breed exotics, but when I hear breeders talking about exotics, it's like, bruh, you one breeding away.
Yo,
Yeah, some of them are.
no cap, you
Some of
one
them
breeding away. Don't you do it?
You feel me? I mean, and we all know, hey, and y'all know, like the dude Ben. Ben be getting XXLs, XLs, pockets, classic, and exotics out of one breeding.
Yeah. Ben be in mastiff groups, telling them his bullies are mastiff hybrids. And it took a while for people to be like, no, those are bullies. And then he tried to, but he gets ran out of a lot of other breeds because Ben will say, he just did a live the other day. This fool said that the black and tan pit bull came from them breeding pit bulls to
He dumb.
game Dobermans.
He dumb.
And everybody
Agree
was
with you.
like, where the hell you get a game Doberman from? You
Yeah,
just
what
gonna
was
go
that?
over the black and tan
Hey, that's the
terrier?
same thing I
Like,
said, bro. What the hell is a game Doberman? And who was breeding pit bulls to Dobermans?
Bro, what?
Right, bruh. Right, bruh.
They breed
Bro, the
they
black and tan came from the rot. Period.
breed pit bulls to
Black and
Doberman.
tan, bro.
Not in the pit
Come
bull.
from
The
the
black.
Zora's blood.
I think.
Yeah, but hey, but no, hold on.
If
But hey, Lou blood. Back in the day, the black if you had a black and tan tried dog, bro, it was mixed with rot, not Doberman.
Not Doberman, but you heard where I said they was breeding them.
No. Hold on. He's
But
talking
that
about
pit
the
bull,
original
that game
black
dog
and
that come
tan
from
pit
Soros
bull.
line. Black and tan terrier too.
That was
It's
from the black and tan pit bull came from the black and tan terrier. Then when American bullies came along, our
They started using
tricolored
the rot.
dogs came
And wasn't that
from
more so of a
Rottweilers.
coonhound?
Yeah.
Wasn't that a coonhound type of dog though?
Some of them
They
were,
got
because
black
you
and
could
tan
get
terriers.
that. Well, the fighters came from the black and tan terrier because they was extremely game ratting dogs, and some of them would fight also. But they started crossing the original Staffordshire Bull Terrier to the black and tan terrier, and that's how you got. That's why if you look at most of black and tans like Soros, they were smaller dogs. Now, did you breed pit bulls to hounds to get more lung space and more stamina? Yeah, then you bred them back into your
But
game.
I think that's
your
back
game,
in the day
you know,
when
your
everybody
game
was
line.
just, you know what I'm saying? Everybody, you go to your little town
Trying to
and
get it
everybody was
going.
fighting dogs. You know what I'm saying? Because
You know,
everybody was doing that shit back then.
and then they had a black mouth cur in there too, huh? With
When
a
the
little secret sauce with that, the black mouth cur, wasn't that a little secret
They would
sauce?
have added anything they needed for lung space and stamina. They would have added and then bred it back
Yeah,
into their
and that's
game
why
line. But you
Daryl
figure
added the
there wasn't
Greyhound
no
in his
Dobermans
program.
and pit bulls here. Hey, I'm thinking about his shit. You know what I'm saying? But that's where at the time black and tans were here. There weren't even Dobermans and Rottweilers here in America. They were still in Germany.
Right.
Man,
So I couldn't
all
believe
I'm
he
saying,
made that
bro,
statement.
at the end of the day, I feel like this, bro. Whoever feel like they could still fix this community is behind mentally.
Yo, just fix your own yard. Like, that's all you can do.
Hey, that's all you can do. Fix your yard.
Eventually, you feel me? You gonna have to come to
So,
me.
hey, Lou Blood, question for you. Matter of fact, for TNT and Lou Blood.
Yeah.
Do y'all consider China Boy exotic or American Bully?
You want me to keep it a fact? You want me to keep it a bean with you?
Hold on, wait, Lou Blood, you said what?
That's an American Bully.
All right, what you say, TNT?
He really an exotic, but he got American Bully paperwork. I'm gonna keep it a whole bug with you.
Bully. That's an
what
extreme
world?
American
I'm not
Bully.
breeding no pocket like that, dog. He could be a sauce dog, whatever you want to call it, but that ain't no American Bully, bro.
That's an extreme American bully.
That's exactly what I said.
If I breed that dog to an exotic, you know what I'm gonna get?
What you call him, Rob?
Extreme American Bully.
Me and Rob argue about that.
No,
shit
but you want to know what's crazy? Now we gotta pull seniority. The two people that been in this game for 20 plus years say extreme American Bully. You newbies say exotic.
Rob, come on, dog. If you breed China Boy to one of your exotics, what you gonna do?
Ain't nothing exotic about China
No,
Boy.
I would not breed China Boy to one of my exotics.
Ain't nothing exotic about China Boy. He's just a.
I like China Boy, but China Boy's not exotic now. They bred China Boy to an exotic female, which created Lil China, and I consider breeding Lil China. But what kind of pushed me away was that American Bully.
You get exotic. right? If you breed China boy to an
I mean,
exotic, you
he
get an exotic.
No, you don't.
Okay, answer me this.
What's
Answer me
Lil
this. How
China?
many American
He
bully
just said
breeders
Lil
has used?
China.
I mean, how many
He
exotic
got a
breeders
lot.
has
I'm
used
gonna keep it
China
a
Boy?
buck. No, not nobody. I don't know one. Keep it a buck with you. It's only
Exactly,
American
but all
bully
right, but
breeders.
you know a lot of American bully breeders, though, right?
I know a couple.
yeah,
You
because
know what I'm
they
China
saying?
Boy
rushing to
has
get
nothing
that
but American
extremeness.
bullies on the ground, besides Lil China and his litter.
Besides, so
Rushing
they
to get that
starting exotics with
extremeness that
Lil
you can
China
only
though,
get from
right?
the exotic.
Yeah, he not no exotic to me.
That's why I said, hey,
He
look,
ain't
bro,
no
he's
American
not
bully,
exotic to
bro.
me.
He ain't no American bully, man. I'm gonna keep it like what other American
Yeah,
bullies
that's
like
that's
China
not
boy?
an American bully.
What are they calling him?
None.
Okay, answer me this then. Answer me this. Name me one
I
babe
think they
son
got him
or
registered as an American
okay,
bully.
listen, hey, Daryl, do this then. Name me one exotic that's off of China Boy that's showing in a show ring.
Rob, you said it earlier. China boy one breeding away from being exotic. That's one of them dogs. That's one breeding away from being exotic,
Yeah,
bro.
he's one of them dogs.
I mean, maybe clean exotic or miniature American
Oh
bully.
my god.
Yeah, that's an exotic. That's an exotic. I mean, that's an extreme American bully.
But there's no way you're gonna produce a babe off of
All right,
China Boy. It's not gonna happen.
Unless you
China
take him to
boy
a
a clean
bulldog.
exotic then.
Even if you took him to a bulldog, I don't think you would get it because he still produces too much of that cleaner American bully look.
Yeah.
China boy got some type of sauce in them, right? And you just said exotics came from
Up
bullies, right?
front.
Hey, I'm sorry I gotta end this, bro, but I am at 5%, bro. So everybody,
this shit
hey,
about to die.
so hey, we'll start with Lou Blood. Lou Blood, get your
So when you
connects, bro.
all of a
Let
sudden
everybody
your
know where they
battery
can find
goes
you.
low when you and Lou Blood came back your shit up on China Boy being an exotic, all of a
Bro,
sudden your
okay,
battery
next
going
week,
low.
next week,
That,
let's do it again, and
that's
then
how
we
they
can
do.
talk
That's how
about it.
we doing it
I'm gonna
now.
be back on, bro. I'm gonna be back on.
And
Hey,
I already hit Eddie. He just said possibly it just depends on the time because he be doing breeding. So we'll try to get Eddie
Okay,
on here and
cool.
then we can have this discussion.
There
But
we
Lou
go.
Blood, let everybody know where they can find you, and then TNT, you go next.
I'm Lou Blood all across the boards. Lou Blood on every platform.
What's going
Go
on,
ahead,
guys?
TNT.
It's TNT Boom. You can find me on Instagram at TNT Boom _Kennels, Facebook Taki Williams. Man, I'm telling you, we coming out here with these functional pockets, breed type, and can move. Y'all
There you
ain't seen
go.
nothing like it.
There you go.
Well, y'all know me and Daryl, bro. Y'all know where to find us. Throw up bullies on Facebook with Daryl. Y'all know me, Robert McCormick. Hey, salute to everybody. I'm just trying to end this in a positive fashion. You feel me? So we can get everything going on. But
Fuck
thank
that.
y'all for tuning in. Till next week, Thursday, 6 o'clock, man. Y'all be on time.
Yeet.
Rob,
Yeah.
send me that request. Yo, send me that friend request, bro. Yo, send me a friend request.